Jacob Hess here with NextGen T, and I am with Greg Cote, Project Manager at Cisco Systems, and he knows a lot about what's going on with all the certification changes with Cisco, and he can describe some of that to us. Greg, do you mind breaking that down for us a bit?
Sure. So for the CCNA cert seeker, I think the first thing to be aware of is we did announce this today at Cisco Live, or this week at Cisco Live, but the certification framework that exists today is going to continue, right? So over the next 8.5 months before these new certifications come out, if you are already pointed towards a CCNA or you already have your sights on one, recommendation there is just to continue, right? We're gonna be able to transition you into the new portfolio framework after that February date.
And that's February 24th of 2020? Is that what the date was?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's 8.5 months away. All of the, it's not just the CCNA, but all of the new certifications related to this framework, all those exams are coming out simultaneously on that date. So until then, you can take anything that's in the framework, and after that point, it's going to be a hard cutover. So you're going to be looking at the blueprints for these new exams anytime after that date. So keep moving if you are. That's
okay.
Takeaway number one.
Yeah, a great takeaway. Sorry for interrupting you there, Greg, but so what this means for people who have already taken, let's say, their IC and D1, you're saying just continue on, knock out your IC and D2, and that will still be available for them after February 24th, or?
So you have to have a strategy that's going to allow you to get completion of your preparation and be able to knock off that exam before February 24th.
Okay, so if someone has an IC and D1 now and they want to get their CCNA route switch, they need to knock out that IC and D2 before February 24th.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And it's probably depending on your circumstance, that should be a achievable goal, right? 8 months, if you've already started, should be something you can achieve. And it's kind of about momentum, right? If you're working towards a certification, you don't want to stall out that progress or in any way, shape, or form slow that activity down. So keep moving towards what you've already started toward.
Thank you very much for that, Greg. And this new strategy for certifications from Cisco really simplifies things, right? Like from the entry-level perspective, it's kind of more focused. There's just your CCNA. There's no more CCNA routing and switching after February 24th, right?
Exactly. It's kind of a return to the past. I mean, CCNA originated back in 1997. It was the foundational certification for associates. We did branch it into specialized tracks over the years. But over the last few years and even more recently, we've gotten a lot of feedback from individuals who have achieved certification as well as hiring managers, people who are looking for CCNAs, wanting to have individuals join their teams with a broad set of skills, right?
Yep.
Making sure that they've got all of the IP foundational topics, making sure they've got security, making sure they've also got some of the awareness of the new architectures and the programmability and automation aspects that are really becoming front and center for all network admins. It's the way you're going to be interacting with devices. And so we've put all of those ingredients into this new CCNA, simplified it, and made it one path. And again, it creates that great foundation for you to then move into a career and then point yourself in any technology direction.
I think that also makes people more valuable for the real enterprise, right? And this is something that I actually value a lot, and I'm really happy to see Cisco moving in this direction, because we actually created our own certification called the Full Stack Network Associate, which took this premise where people need to know more than just route switch. You know, a little wireless, a little security, a little collaboration even, right? And a little voice, collaboration voice. So that creates a more well-rounded person who can be more effective in the job, and it sounds like that's where this is going, right?
Absolutely. I'd say we've emulated that exact model, and all of those ingredients that you talked about are certainly key. I mean, it's important for even an entry-level engineer to be cognizant and have awareness of all sort of end-to-end network domains. And that's what we've done with this new certification.
Awesome, Greg. And that is so cool. So that's a CCNA kind of entry-level breakdown. And we can also do a quick breakdown of the CCMP stuff, because people might also be interested in that. But we have a diagram here that we can look at and make that a little easier to understand.
Sure. Let's talk about that. So I think this is also a big win for a lot of people in terms of what we've done in the CCMP you see here is we've broken it into, there are two components to the CCMP. framework. There's one core technology exam and blueprint associated with each of the technology tracks. So if you're going to go down the enterprise track, that core set of topics is unique to that technology, similarly for security, etc. The really interesting and hopefully valuable change has been, in addition to taking this core set of topics and demonstrating competency in that, there's an ability of individuals to choose the concentration, choose that focus area that's applicable to their job.
And Greg, once they choose a focus area, does the title of the CCMP they have change at all, or is just CCMP?
Great question. In fact, so the way in which we distinguish people who have chosen a particular focus is you earn the CCMP, right? You earn that career certification, CCNP Enterprise, for example. You also earn a specialist certification associated with whatever concentration you chose. So that specialist certification is the way in which you distinguish yourself from people who have taken other concentrations.
I see. So you have your cores here. So you have enterprise core, security core, service provider core, collaboration, and data center core. But each one of these cores has multiple different concentrations you can have in that core, right?
Exactly.
So for security, let's take that one for example. If you had technology core security, what would be an example concentration you would take?
Yeah, if you wanted to focus on next generation firewall, for example, there's a concentration just narrowly focused on that. If you wanted to focus on identity services, there's an ICE concentration. So again, think of those concentrations as subcomponents of someone's job responsibility, right? So it's not a full career certification, but it's a subcomponent of that.
Right.
And so we've built those around whatever technology focus is essential to you.
Awesome. That is so cool, Greg. Thank you very much for this great breakdown. And there you have it, folks. You should have a lot better understanding of what's going on with Cisco certifications and how you can expect to progress in the future of your career and be a lot more job ready now than you would be before with the old certification tracks.
Right.
Thank you a lot, Greg.
Thanks, Jacob.
Jacob Hess here. Thank you guys for viewing the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. And I'd also like to remind you that if you're truly serious about your career in information technology, be sure to check out our Career Blueprint and Engineer Training Program at www.zerotoengineer.com.